insert components once again. The menu should open, and then you just look for where your file is. If it doesn't open, you can come and click on browse in this window. We select the part which is part 3, open. Now you see that our part, the orientation of our part is not appropriate for how we want to mate our lid to our stand. Now you right click to rotate the part, which is quite difficult, but an easier way to do it is without clicking. You bring your mouse to this X, Y, and Z bar which is at the bottom, and then you click on it. I haven't really mastered how it works, but I just click on it until it orients the shape properly for me. So if I click on the Z, it does this. That's not what I want, so I keep it the same. If I click on the Y, no, okay, this is even better. And if I click on the X, okay, the X is the one that flips it. Yeah, so we've gotten, okay, it's still not aligned properly. Let me try the Y. Yeah, this is how we need to place our table. So you see, using this this is just an easier way for you to properly orient your shape, and which makes it easier for mating. So we click to place, insert our part, and now we need to visualize how the lid is going to be positioned on the stand. Now, just using a little bit of intuition, if we place our lid on our stand, we realize that we need to visualize which parts would be stuck together or placed together. We realize that this face of our stand, this one and this one will be stuck together. If we are supposed to place it, let's just visualize for a moment. If you're supposed to place it on the stand, realize that these two faces will be together. So this is the mate we need to create. So with our faces selected, once again, you select this face, the inside one, click on it, rotate the shape, then whilst holding control, click on this face, and you click on mate. And then what it does is that it puts the faces together. That means we'll click the tick to confirm the mate. Now it puts the faces together. That means they're now stuck together. So the lid would be able to slide forward and backwards. We'll change the view so that we see it a lot better. Front view. The lid will be able to slide right and left and forward and backwards, but it will lie on that face. They are stuck together, and that's the mate you want. Now, if you want to make sure that our lid is fully defined, that means it does not slide forward or move to the right or left, the next mate we need to add another mate, which is, once again, we visualize again. Let me just align this properly. When you look at when we visualize placing the lid on the stand, we realize that not only would this face and this face, which is the one we just did, not only would these two faces be stuck together, but also this face and this face would be together. We select these two faces, obviously click on this face whilst holding control, then you click on the inside face. Once you have done that, then mate coincidence, which is default, so we do not need to touch anything. Then we click the tick. Now we can still move our lid forward and backwards, but when we check, obviously still view orientation, then the front view, we realize that we can't move our lid to the right and left anymore. So our next thing we need to do is place it is to make our lid fixed. In order to do that, we add the last reference. When we move it here, we realize that this face, our inside face here, and if I rotate the thing a little bit, and this face would be stuck together. If I move the lid, you will see that this face and this face will be stuck together. So that's our other mate. We click on it, coincidence, defaults already selected for us. Then we click the green tick, and now we realize that our lid is now fixed. So now we insert our next part. Once again, insert components. The menu should open. Then we insert the part 2. Now when you look at the question, we are doing the middle. We are putting this part inside the middle hole. So when you look at the question, you realize that we need the part to be in this, to be oriented this way in order for it to fit. So in order for us to mate it inside the hole, so once I clicked on the Y rotation once, and it's give me the proper alignment. So then I click on the tick. Now I move this upwards, and I make sure that this is properly placed, so it makes our mating easier. Now once again, we visualize what will happen if the part was inside. If the part was inside the hole, and we realize that this face of our part, rotate it so that you see it better, and this face would be together. Now make sure you didn't select the curved surface, because the curved surface will be stuck with this curved surface, this one, but we selected the straight face, and these two faces will be stuck together. So what we do is we select them as I did. You click on this face, holding control, click on the inside of the hole, click on mate, obviously coincidence selected for us, then we click on the tick. Now we can drag our stick, we can drag the stick, that's what I'm going to call it, we can drag it out, so we can do our next mate. But before that, we go to view orientation, once again the front view, to show you that you can move right and left, but we have prevented it from moving upwards and downwards. So you look at my mouse, it's moving upwards and downwards, but no, it's not, because we have mated the top face to the inside face, and we've restricted it so that it's stuck to it, so it cannot move upwards and downwards. Next thing we need to do is prevent it from moving right and left. As you see, when we are in the front view, it can still move to the right and to the left. So in order to do that, we select this face of our stick, move it a little bit, then I select this face, which is where it will be, which is the place which will be attached to the face I selected first. If the stick was inside the hole, holding control, I click on it. Now those two faces should be selected. Click on mate, obviously coincidence, the default is selected, and I click on the green tick. Now go to the front view, and we realize that can no longer move to the right and left. Let me show you from here. Can no longer move to the right and left. Can no longer move to the right and left, but rather it can only move inside and outside of the hole. Now once again, to prevent it from moving inside and outside the hole, we will need a distance mate. Now all these calculations have been done. I don't want to go through the calculations, I just want to explain the idea of assembly and mating. So you would click on this face, then click on this face, and we will see that those two faces should be at a fixed distance from each other. So like with the mating of the stands, how I explained that, it's like planting it inside. It's the same thing. So click on distance and then we'll type 1. Our unit system is IPS, so it automatically is 1 inch. And then it will mean that these two faces should be at a fixed distance from each other. That means the distance should always be what we have typed. It cannot increase, it cannot decrease. It should always be what we have typed. And that is how we'll get our shape to be fully defined. As you can see, you can no longer move it.